evening, Jolie. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. With the ending, with my bad. With you, my bad. In Pidukono and Angoan. I'm Jacqueline Court. I'm Chaka Leb Acholi. Please like, comment, share. Follow us on Facebook, Chaka Leb Acholi. Follow us on YouTube, Kotiru Chaka Leb Acholi Bennett. Kadomatie TikTok, the Chaka Kang South Sudan. Okay, my personal Facebook is South Sudan Nono. Please like, comment, share. Send us DMs or messages under any video or live video that you see. If you would like to be a guest, share on your platform as well. This is a learning platform for all of us. Acholi, excuse me, Acholi, and Luo people, and also our surrounding communities that would like to support us and learn about Acholi culture. Okay, if you want to learn about Acholi culture and also the language of the Acholi people, please stay tuned, watch. This segment is called Kwan Leb Acholi, which means reading in Acholi, reading in the Acholi language. This is session 26. I want to continue reading about the Abong people of South Sudan. Please comment, join the live. I want to start reading a little bit for today. Okay, so my reading yesterday ended where I was covering what Samuel Baker was saying about Kasiba, Chief Kasiba, or Lord Kasiba of the Obbo people. He was a loved chief, or a feared chief, I may add. So he was in control of the reign, basically, right? If he was in a good mood, or if he felt his followers loved him enough, they would pay taxes or contribute to what they call joke or a joke. At the time, if they didn't have money, they would use animals. So you would pay taxes and contribute to your community, basically. And that would be paid to the chief. Okay, if they were not paid, the chief Kasiba had the right to, or he would either withhold rain, so they'll have a drought and not have any crops or grow crops, or he would make it rain if he felt they were loyal. So he wanted to basically induce fear in his followers, knowing that if you don't, abide by his rules and his conditions, then you may suffer. Okay, you may starve or something like that. So people abided by him. At times when he was happy, when the people were loyal, he was a good chief. Everybody loved him. He cared about his people. So our community today, the Acholi people of South Sudan, you would hear a lot of people talk about Kasiba still this day. They really loved him. According to the source in this book that I'm reading, Samuel Baker, he believed Chief Kasiba was somewhat of a, not a tyrant, but somebody that had magical powers. He had the ability to do supernatural things, basically, and that not only instilled fear in the people, but also they looked up to him because he had like some type of superpower, meaning he was able to call the rain if he needed to, or he can stop the rain if he needed to. Road caught. Anyway, When I heard the story of Kasiba the first time, this was just a few months ago, I was under the impression that he was a chief maybe in the 1940s, 1950s. But the source here, they're talking about Kasiba back in the 1800s. So he was a chief from way back when. Um, it looks like I have to do some more reading and do some more digging to see how long his rule was in the Abong community and how that impacted the Acholi people. I say this because as you can go back and read some of the or watch some of the sessions that I had before, they're talking about how the Abal people were very the Abal people became one with the Abong people. After the Abong people started migrating and moving around, they left the Kitaka people. They went to Lul, they went to Alia, or they went to Palataka, and then they went to Loti, where the Abal people were, Abal or Acholi people were. And they lived together. They became as one people. Okay, so the Abong became part of Obbo, the Acholi people in Loti. Okay, and then they moved together back to Ayi. Okay, most Acholi people know where Ayi is. Okay, in present day. Um, and then the writer was comparing the chiefdom of the Kitaka people, who were the Acholi, and the chiefdom of the Abong people, who were Latugo. Okay, the Latugo became one with the Abong, and the chiefdom was something of an open social contract, rather, where they provided for their community. They ate with their community, made sure everybody had what they needed. Versus the Kitaka people of the Acholi. They're from the Acholi community. Their chiefs were very selfish. They want to eat alone, and they generally don't want to tend to their community unless they felt like it. They gave the example of when he was eating his meals, he would go and stand on top of an anthill and have his wife climb a ladder with his food to go give him his food so he can eat alone, eating up so high that nobody else can get to him or see him or interrupt him, which was very selfish. So then eventually, as the Abal and the Abong people who became one, when it came back to Ayi, next to Kitaka again, next to the Acholi people again, the Kitaka youth, the Kitaka followers now wanted to um, they wanted to now follow the Abong or the Abal people as opposed to their own community or their own chief, right? So now we found that the Kitaka people decided that they would now follow the chiefs of the Abal and the Abong. Okay, they became one with Abal. They left the Acholi king chiefdom and they followed the Abong and the Abal people because the chiefs were made a lot more. I'm sorry, the chiefs were more friendlier than the Acholi um, chiefs. Okay, so then they started talking about Kasiba, the rule of Kasiba as an example, right? Kasiba was very friendly to the people. He did what he needed to do. He engaged with the people. He helped them, and not only did he manage the reign, but also assured that if there was any issues in the community, it was taken care of. He was very involved, so the people loved him for that. But then, if you were disloyal to him, there were things that he did, right, to you until you became loyal. And some of those things are basically making sure that not only do you follow him, but you also pay your taxes to the chief. Okay. So I left that section yesterday. I didn't finish that section. I want to see if I can finish it today. Let me see how many pages it is. I want to finish this section on Abong, entering a ball. And then the next section, which I will read tonight, is already Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. I want to finish this 2 pages tonight. I mean, this morning. It's like 2 a.m. And Digidonga Kwan again. What the writer wrote about Chief Kasiba. Okay. What was his rule like? I think he's going to go into more detail about Kasiba, especially since I don't know when his rule took place. I don't know too much about Kasiba, so he's going to go into detail about Kasiba. So let me go ahead and continue reading the previous section about how the Abong people entered into Obbo. We found that the Abong people did go into Obbo by going back in circles, leaving the Kitaka people, right? Going to Lu, going to Alia or Palataka, and then they went to Loti. Loti is where the Obbo people were. And then from there, they went back to Lowell and came back to Ayi. Okay. So now the Abal became one with Abong. Okay. Have that in mind. Abal and Abong are one. They're considered the Abal people now. They're one clan, Abal, of the Acholi people. Okay. So let me read from here. So the writer said, I'm watching off from here now. I'm going to read in Acholi. I'll try to make comments in Acholi in English. Please leave your comments. Maybe you have any questions and what do you think about what I'm reading. I see that the author, Saturnino Onyala, I like the way that he's writing, right? He's very effective in writing where he's sometimes questioning the source that he's actually using. Something like Samuel Baker or Padre Casolera, sometimes there's some discrepancy in the source or in the information that they're reading or they're sharing about the Acholi people or about the Obbo people. And sometimes he's questioning which information is correct by validating that information through speaking with the locals and elders from our community. Okay, so let me go back and finish reading this section today or this morning. Today's Thursday, the 27th. And then I will finish, well, I will start reading the section on Kasiba, Chief Kasiba alone, okay, tonight, sometime tonight, hopefully. I do hope to travel today to be with family. If you guys are in the West or you're in the U.S., today's a holiday. Today's Thanksgiving. I'm traveling to be with family. I get there late at night. I hope I can still read a little bit tonight when I get there to see my sister and her family. If I don't, I'll read tomorrow, which is Friday. Okay, the 28th. Okay. But anyway, let me finish this section. Please drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Okay. Okay. Ikarma atie kapenyo lodira oba kidma road imayi odonya kwere ilobo ba gino wajo borane idue man. Let me make sure my volume is up and you can hear me. Okay. Gino wajo borane idue man. Marvuri mai odonya ilobo ba caught or chwe ma deed dan menyo ngwen ma pola ta kid ma chick pa lo tuo mirada abong o joro ngwen o terbod road megi luak par road o mini ikare magin oneno lotino abong tie ka joro ngwen gin bene o wachigi dano megi wegin o jok ngwen ki dok ot achiel otero bot road imayi minyuru woro megi bore. Okay, so road omnini mi kitaka achuliba olungo jotu ni bigin mena gichaka gina ngwan joro ngwan ote bot road mi abong imayi. Okay, jo lokomini mi mere kere mi mere ki nyuru woro megi ikom roda bong gino ye mi puru poro kachel gi jo abong board road imayi. Okay, chon gi chon jo lokomini pe puru nyo jogo jami mia board road gindong oponyo lok man manyen gi board jo abong. Okay, remember I said you actually jo kitaka no mene you pay taxes go board road. Okay, this is a practice get to learn people jo abong ma kon be a part of Obbo no joni gibero geneko gibero ka cholo tax go. Okay, this is a new practice. So get ya konyo jo ngwen Lamia Borwood as tax contribution. Okay? The tia konya kina konya man out of loyalty. Yala kaningo e kare marvoro mini iliri oneno ni tuo oboyo waka oluongo lo diro kaka mi kitaka duju ka wajo bot gini adong nen chalo nino mera odinge waka piman amira wurib tam kachel wek okony kwa palotino ma obi bedo ianyin ento ma podi pe atiko wacho lok ma tie ichunya bodu duju amiro winyo tam gi bodu utamo nini ikwami anyin. Okay, so Rodomini no chok todum yala alungo dano tia chiko doi openya gin gimira nga kani nga lo diro kitaka gamani wamira in iweke meri bodjo abong pien waneno ni en tuero maholwak maber. So their request is they want to be part of Abong. Jo kitaka mi acholi ni mero ber mi Abong. Okay, Abong originally jolo tugu makon gi rebe gi obo gi beredo jo acholi achel. Yala jo kitaka bene gi miro ni gi rebe kuma Abong. Pien chief tugi oli gi maber. Okay. Rodomini peo kwero tampa lo diro ento eno neno ni rori mai dong oti waka kari bet en aweke ke bot rod imai pe tuero telo obo pi mwaka maduong to waka piman rodomini aweke ke mere bot wot pa rod imai magi luongo tok boy na unjomi obo waj bora leave in the comments ate waje nying chief ni maber latin pa chief nyinge gina tok boye ate waje maber we'll leave comments. Okay, so rodombini ni mira borke pa luak pere bo latin pa chief mi Abong do nyinge nga tok boy. Okay, tok boy angeko we'll leave comments. Okay. And dong okwanya kere kot magilungo nyar Italy omia bot tok boy. Okay, well tok boy boye angeo kono lepe patba lok ma dok ikom kiri kot pa Abong dano mi acholi Sudan tie ka wachoni iyo ma parapat dano mokena wachoni ikare ma Abong dong obedo ilobo obo pe dwe manok Rodomini okwanya kiri kot mere omia bori mai chi jo Abong obino gi iterangori la bong kiri kot mo gindong oloyo kiri kot pa jo lokomini dano mokene kono wachoni jo Abong oworgi kiri kot megi gindong omero kiri kot pa kitaka amera ikom kiri kot megi ento dano mokene kono wachoni dano mi Abong obino nono la bong kiri kot gino loyo kiri kot pa jo lokomini. Okay. Ka dano mokene bene wachoni jo Abong odonyo ingom obo gi lueny madit ma oweko gin omayo kwere kiri kot pa jo kitaka ineno wa discrepancy enitie nengo bero pa jo Abong ikom kitaka ni giluenya ni ikom kitaka jongo wanya bogi lueny gi bino in peace. What do you guys think? Kun ma uti kono elder school near history ne mere uwaji bodwa Abong giluenya ikom jo kitaka kagi kwanya kiri kot will gi bino in peace omi amia kiri kot pa jo kitaka yala la choja chiel ma nyinge Mr. Tim Alley ocho ibook mere Acholi Decision Making Paper for Norwegian Church Aid Sudan Program. Munu nying buke Tim Alley. Ka una chole mo ba elders maybe Norwegian Church Aid NCA. Paul actually he were get teach get journeys, including my parents, get to yogi NCA. So again get your book to me on it, actually decision making paper for Norwegian Church Aid Sudan program. Okay. Jo any dogo wonder what you on your source give board what you on information board to validate go madano to your wajan. Ha walai. So mono ge wajan ngone, book to get ningo. Abong odonyo ilobo obo giloin. Man Norwegian ma wajaba. Gingani ni. Gi kwan gi bojo to actually ma gi wajabo Norwegian. Ka Norwegian gi chopping. Utamring on. Okay? Ni abong odonyo ilobo obo giloin. Okay? Gino olwenyo ikomwa ka gin omayo wa kidi kot mewa wako gin bene omayo wa jok mewa jiki loti Tim Elliott char any book any tugani me NCA a Choli program. What happening? I will leave comments too. Okay. Inino malo diro kitaka kia bong tie kakero rod togboy ke okay rod omini okwanyo kom ke mere omiebore wek obed iye ichawa malo diro tie ka wiro en mi ario roro mini okwanyo tong pala ngani alukana gi tira machel mi aruga inguro mio bot rod tokboy. Okay, so the I'm here eat again, okay. Okay. Rotomini, I need my glasses. Okay. Rotomini obero ka wiro rot tokboy mao nong lodira bong mokeno obero ping. Lodira bong obero ka nyuru bot rot omini kid magin lotugu wiro kwere rot megi. Rotomini dong otimo kid majo abong owajabore. Rotomini okwanya mo logoi owiro. Okay, they're rubbing oil on him. Owiro ipalching root mia cham ka owiro mokene ipalching mia twitch ka okwanya mo logoi ningani. Logoi, is that correct? Mokene ogwelo ita nyim gichunye mana ye kidma abong wiro kwere road megi kelo dunyo moy kume. Okay, chik kwaro pa chuli mi Sudan wajoni ngad ma peo bero latin kal idok ot pa road en pe twero wiro road latino kal keken en pe twero wiro road latino kal keken matie gi twero mir wiro road. Okay, piman owero latin kitaka team owiro road tokboy. Okay, ka obed latin kitaka pere ineno mi wiro road abong onongo luongo latin mi pokongo wero bin owi road tokboy pien lotino pokongo gin lotino kal pien lotino lokomini matin tie igang pokongo gin oa gi kita. Okay, mana ye gin ma owero tin jo pokongo tie ki twero mi wiro ruot idio bo. So jopo kongo monongo gitegi twero mi wiro kom gina. Wiro moi kom ruot. Okay, kono jo kitanga pe jopo kongo timo. Okay? Mo logoi, let me know if I'm saying Kidomoni correctly. Logoi mi wiro ruot naka juidano guaha ki tumle. Ma gikero pero I ot padak ke kanino mi wiro ruot manyin tie Latin kal chiro kwanyo ki I ot padak ke. Okay? Inyimta paruro mini tie nino mo achiel ma en kachiel gi ruot imai o luongo luak mi kitaka gi abong ka gino chiko bodgi matekni. Wunduchu miero wuberi kachiel labongo apoga. Miero wunen komu chalo dano ma pa ngarachiel ka lok bene miro bino ikomu miero wuchung kachiel. Okay? Lotina bongi kitaka ochwaka lopa rodi ario megi mana ye lok ma owega wa team pori lotina bongi kitaka kauchero idwa gin teno ruot no gi teno quot nyo komgi kachiel ribe palotina bongi kitaka penen ikare mi dwa keken ento waneno wa igero ki miel kwaro. Okay? Ma inongo ni lotino kitaka gi abong gino gero kachiel dok ikare mi miel. Gin mielo jui manongo gin oteno komgi kachiel. Okay? Lotino lotugu matin walungo gin abong. Dano megi odonyo iloba chuli ginying lotuku kala chien jo kitaka olungo gini bong. Matin lok ni dano mau bino gi wako nyo jur. Okay? Kidma wanyang kwede jolo tugu omaro kero inyim lok mapol chalo mile aye leb Arab ento dano mi acholi luongo ni karo mile. Kidma mile bene pe obedo leb lotugu gin omero inyime ma owego mile odogo amile. Nying kubaya beno beri leb kubaya beri leb Arab matien look ne gileba chuli gi matien look ke gileba chuli ni abit lamat abit lamat pi nyo chai pamono. Jesus. Abit lamat pi nyo chai palmono. Jolo tugo kero inyim ma wego kubaya odogo akubaya. Nyo lok mani chabun man beno lok leb Arab kalo tugo kero nyime ma owego chabun odogo achabun. Ki lok mokene mapol ma anpe atuero choyo kan duju. Mana ye lok ma owego jolo tugo okero inyim bong ma owego abong wala owego bong odogo abong. Lotino lo tugo dong obedo kawacho ni wuwin ka kitaka lungo wani abong. Man bere nyuru ningani. Man bere nyuru borwa kidma Latino lotugu. Ma danya ilobo obo tin onongo nying magilongo abong. Okay. No nyingi bong. Olungo gini bong. Pengi bino gi kamapat. Okay. Akidama lungo gini bong. Gibino gi kamapat. Gibino gi jur. Gibino gi yomalo. Alungo gini bong. Okay. Gino gi kiro. Gilungo ni abong. Ni lo lungo ni abong. Koro lo lungo gini bong. Okay. If you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so nying muno gakdong abong. Pien kini waja ni abong. Okay. Rot tok boy onyomodako kagin onyo kwere wore magi luongo lolori. So if you guys watch some of my readings, gonna guest session, which I like, my cousin Lolori is one of the guests. He's Lotugu originally. He's from Obbo, but he's a Lotugu on the Lotugu side of Obbo. So maybe I think he's Abong. Nyinga Lolori. So anyways, the new chief, the son of Chief Imai of Abong or Obbo, the new chief took boy Onyomodaro, he married and he had a son named Lolori. Okay? Ingetopa rotok boy wode Lolori o maoke. Lolori bene o luak mami Obbo ma be. En bene Onyomodaro ma onyalo wode ma gilungo lojik. E ma Lolori ota wode lojik o maoke. Odiro bo obero kawajo borani rolojik omako luak maber en bene onyomodaro ma onyal wore ma giluongo agwenya. Okay. Ingeto pa rolojik wore agwenya omako ke. Rod agwenya chalo wone otelo luak mi Obbo maber dok pe otero what? Otwero wala otero gin imuny. Otekini muny omako gin maber botekini muny, okay? Yala rot to boy Lolori lojik gi agwinya gin duchi obere ke mi rot ikare ma jo Obbo poritie iwi got loti. Okay, they were still loti. All right, so now Muhammad rot agwinya omako kwere ker mi rot. Muhammad obero marach bodano pien kot pere cham duju wang waka gi ching walum bene odogonok bodle mi pajo chalo diangi romi ki diri. Okay, rora gunya mo nena ni champe rama le rod okwanyo luak mi Obbo okelo pin ite god loti. Okay, so there was no food. They were starving. It was somewhat of a famine when Agwinya was the chief. Okay, so he brought him lower down in Loti. Kadongo, majo bo dakite god Loti, mano kan ladit piramoy mikoyo otamo michiro igot ayam. Well, ayum. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. Excuse me, I can't really see very well. So, ladit pido muy mikoya otamo michiro igot ayum. Okay, matie ilobo panikwara. So they're starving. The bottom of the mountain got loti. One of Ladito leaders, Tugine, Pido Moy, decided that they need to go somewhere to look for greener pastures, I guess. Kichere got Ayum. It's another mountain. Madano Beruye, where people live. Yala, that is part of Panikwara as we know it. Acholi people know Panikwara, which is another clan of Acholi. Okay? Roragwinya omakolwak mi Obbo mabe en bene onyomo daho chidaho man mokwongo onywalo Latino Rudy ka inge Latino Rudy en onywalo wuode ma giluongo Okelo. Okay? idwe ma onywalo kelo onongo tie welo ma obino gi ba chi en ogony igang pa ruoth agwinya ikar ma mon tie ka chako nying Latin welo man openyo la nyur ni ochako nying Latin anga daga pa ruoth ogamo bot welo ni mon ochako nyinge okelo okay la ba dok openyo la nyur ni an kono atwero chako nying Latin man the audacity a stranger miro chako nying Latin pa ruoth agwinya chaka ini bino do welo ko that doesn't make any sense. Somebody from bar obino do welo igang no daga pa ruoth annual okelo right after twins will be called nyal after twins no okelo so mi nying okelo and on mi na chaka nying Latin pa ruoth nininge so what you reading on it Mona Abong ma obero ka nget la nyuru dong o waje bore ni chikwaro mewa wacho ni Latin ma olubu nge Rudy ka en obedo Latin la cho gi chako nyinge okelo ento ka Latin man obedo Latin anyaka gi chako nyinge akelo kima ibedo welo par ruoth wandong waye ni itwero chako nying Latin. Interesting. Giwe ko chako nying Latin. Ma nying Latin mero biro kelo. Okay. Latin ba okwanyo abugu. What? Okwanyo obugu. What is this? Okwanyo obugu. This is what I was asking, I think, the other day. Bugudano. No, bugudano lil. Okay, so Latin ba okwanyo obugo oluedo, okay? Okiro gipi, okay? Okiro gipi iwi Latin ko chako nying Latin ni kasiba, okay? Mod nying okelo orweny waha nying kasiba ye omoho. Okay, agi kenyu joto Acholi. Atiro section 1 pa jo Abong ki magdan kredi ya Obbo gi bero Acholi ne. Gigi ngoni molo nyola kasiba. Okay, he's about to start talking about what kasiba life better. Kimo bero kredi chief. So kasiba bero do Latin road man road agwinya gingi daha better. Ginyal yala welo tugi mo bino gi ba mi ba. Onyalo kasiba gi nge twins Rudy. Mabiro chak nyingo kelo endo ko do Latin ba muno mo bino do welo ni editi do welo pa chief. We hedo ngi chak nying Latin pa chief ngi ye. Ko mi nying okelo kasiba so ga ko mun nying no kasiba nying okelo. Anyways, drop your comments if you'd like to be a guest. Send me a private message under any platform, whether Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Chaka Leb Acholi on Facebook, Chaka Leb Acholi on YouTube, and Chaka Kang South Sudan on TikTok. Okay, drop your comments. If you're traveling for the holidays, safe travels. I will try to get back on tonight. Mikwano. Information about Ngot Road Kasiba. Mano monyo ala Chaka Kasiba. Okay, and Acholi now, Jo Abong now to part of Acholi, part of Obbo me Acholi. Okay, giti Gorloti yala no iti primero chere panye ko ara pien chompe la dir ma chel mer chere no chompe kadon kono binyo ala don Kasiba. Okay, agi kenyo kona kwana ngo road Kasiba kimo loyo ke Obbo. Okay. For my tech, I'm Jacqueline Tangokot. Have a good night, good morning, good evening, whatever. Okay. Bye-bye.